Okay, Padraic and Alison, we are here, as people watching at home will be able to see, with an unbelievable view of Chicago in the background. We are here in Evanston on the northwestern campus. We are standing here, Padraic, on the balcony of the sports facility here, the athletics facility. It is genuinely one of the best sports facilities in the world I've ever seen. How impressed have you been by what you've seen today?
It's incredible. I was here 2017 when this was being built for the first time when we met the folks here, and to see what they've done. I think it's a $280 million investment. It's just phenomenal. There's 500 student athletes here. And remember, this university is number 8 in America, so it's in the top 10. So academically wise, these students have to do it as well. So their diversity of sports that they do, the conditions where they're looked after, from nutrition to the indoor Ryan field inside, it's just phenomenal. I've seen some facilities around the States with college football now, but I think this tops it. It's just incredible.
Yeah, what have you made of it all, Alison, getting the tour around today?
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely phenomenal, as Padraic says. I mean, it just shows you what can be done with the scale of it, the resources, and just the athletes here. They have every chance to succeed when they come. It's absolutely phenomenal, and to be here in the Windy City in Chicago, which is such an important market for Irish tourism, we can't wait to welcome to Dublin next year.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about that and the opportunity, first of all, Padraic, that next year brings, 2022 brings. You obviously had the phenomenal news about 2023, but how are you looking at 2022 from the opportunities that Nebraska and Northwestern will bring with them?
So great to get it back. We lost 2 years this year. It should have been Nebraska and Illinois that would have happened in the Aviva at this stage. So thankfully Northwestern fitted in nicely with Nebraska. So we've two top 10, they both play in the Big 10 conference. It'll be the opening game of the season, but it's a real competitive game, because normally they'll start their season with a easier game or lead into it. They're straight in with a championship game, so we're fortunate that way. This will be a smaller school, and hence why it's the home team. Nebraska. The Big Red side behind an unbelievable structure down there. 80,000 people turn up to a game every Saturday, and that's only impressive till you hear they've been doing that since 1963. I think they're up to 340 consecutive sellouts in that stadium. So we're very fortunate. We've two amazing schools. Yes, it's a little bit of uncertainty around football, but around COVID. But from coming around here today, people are up for it. They're asking about Ireland, where we are at this current moment in time. So look, we're hopeful that 20,000 Americans will move for the first game. What that will do for the economy, from a hospitality, from a tourism perspective, is just huge, because it's not just that game. We're promoting these games for 2 years. The reason why we're here tomorrow is we have a whole activation at this game. Northwestern play Ohio in a Big 10 game tomorrow. So we'll the first quarter we've got a very large activation on that. So and there's a TV audience watching that as well. So while 20,000 Americans will come, because it's week 0 next week or next year, that means we'll have the TV to ourselves. We're guaranteed a TV audience for the 2022 game in and around 4 million live views. So from Alison's job, from a Tourism Ireland perspective of marketing the country, these games are far much more than just the game. It's the bigger picture of Ireland.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind adding on to that, Alison, the idea of just being back and getting this show on the road again next year.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously the hospitality sector in Ireland has had a terrible time, as it has around the world, and these games are going to play a major part of our recovery. And I think, as Padraic said, having a team, particularly like Nebraska, who, Ireland may not normally be on their radar map. So having the game in Dublin is going to put Ireland on their radar map. They'll come for the game, but they'll spend 7 days, 10 days touring around. They'll be staying in hotels, playing golf, enjoying our, the crack and the culture and the entertainment. So it's going to play a major part in our recovery. And obviously to have Northwestern here in Chicago, big market for us. US market is the second largest market and number 1 in terms of leisure tourism revenue, holidaymaker revenue. So it couldn't come at a better time. We never thought we would have a pandemic like this, but all signals are looking good. I mean, certainly there's some nervousness around consumer confidence at the moment, but the pent-up demand for Ireland is there. And if we can just get over the hurdle of hassle factor of travel, I've no doubt we'll see those 20,000 visitors, cheering on their teams at Aviva next year.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is just speaking to people down at Notre Dame earlier on, they're talking about all the other trips that they've got planned. Like they're going to Lambeau, they're going to Vegas. Like Dublin's in the mix with those. That's an unbelievable endorsement of what's happening.
It is, and I think obviously for Notre Dame, they're bringing a home game to Dublin next year, in 2023, I should say. They've played there before, but this is a home game, and I think it's the game itself, but it's all of the other things around that. And I think what we want to bring is that that US college football experience to Dublin. The tailgating is phenomenal, and I've been at many of these games before. It's incredible, the scale, and just the atmosphere. People make a weekend out of this, so we're really excited about it for 2023. And these games, I mean, as I say, the very few of them go overseas. They play within the US. So to have it in Dublin, and I suppose our ambition, working together with all of the partners here, is to make Dublin that European home of US college football. And as the series evolve, it's great to have the 2023 announcement, and we look forward to more as the years and months continue.
And hopefully as well, Padraic, just to finish up on this, then is a great opportunity for Irish people to come next year and watch Northwestern go up against Nebraska. Which of these two teams do you reckon is going to grab the hearts and the minds of the Irish public more?
So this is going to be an interesting one. So Nebraska are the big red, so I can see the Munster people getting and the Ulster people getting really in behind them. It's a phenomenal place. They're phenomenal supporters. It's a public school, and the interesting thing about it, the people, as Alison might have just touched on, from tourism from Nebraska, if you don't necessarily have went to the University of Nebraska, if you're from the state, it's your NFL team, etc. So if they're big Huskers, big lot of farmers, the colours of Munster and so on and so forth. So you can see them getting in behind that. From a Northwestern point of view, well, Chicago, we are finding Irish everywhere we go here today around Northwestern. So there's a huge Irish connection. They will have the smaller numbers, so I would think the Irish need to put on the. I'll get in trouble with this, with Nebraska, but we need to put on the Chicago colours. Northwestern is known as the Chicago Big Ten team. So if you're neutral, probably get behind the Cats, and that might level the stadium up in relation to colours. And just by the way, on that, 23 we will be under pressure with tickets. We're hoping 40,000 Americans will come. As I said, we're looking at more like 20,000 for 2022. But an amazing opportunity for Irish people to go see a game of football.